this is Chris Kell with part one of our two-part series, Getting on the Ball. Now, when dealing with an overarching of the low back caused by things like crunches, overactive pushing, things which tighten up our stomach muscles, tighten up our hips, and cause us to hunch forward, what happens is we get an overarching of our lower back in sort of a compensation. Our hips are tight, they tilt down, they pull the lower back forward, so this is accentuated, and we get this sort of appearance of just an overarching of the push-up, as you can kind of see in my picture there. In order to address this issue, we want to take some pressure off of the front of the body and then try to reestablish the lumbar curve. So we want to get our back more into flexion, get more of a rounding effect, to offset that curve. And in this video, I'm going to show you 3 key moves to do so. All right, so the first issue that we want to deal with is getting some of the tension and tightness out of our hip flexors. All right, with that in mind, we want to hold what's called a long duration hip flexor stretch. All right, so what I'm going to do here, I've got a box. I'm just going to prop my back foot on the box here, lean forward till I feel a stretch in my down leg. I'm just going to hold here. All right, what I'm trying to do is just breathe deeply, just relax into the stretch, push a little farther with each one. What you can also do is contract the butt cheek of the back leg to help to accentuate the stretch. Kind of lean forward for a minute, contract for about 5 seconds, and relax. It's kind of telling the muscle neurologically to release and to move into a new range of motion. And as well, what we can do is just lean over slightly to get more of a stretch of the hip flexor itself and the psoas. All right. What I'm going to do is just hold in this position from anywhere from 2 to 3 minutes. I mean, this is a long duration stretch. We want to tell the muscle to gain length and to actually get longer and just release this neural tension. So I'm going to stretch for 2 to 3 minutes on this side, and then I'm going to switch it up. I'm going to come for just 2 to 3 minutes on this side, do the same thing, leaning over slightly. All right, now from here, moving into our next exercise, we're going to take a ball. All right, we've dealt with the hips, now we want to move up to the abdominals. Oftentimes when we're crunching, when we're using all these areas together, there's a lot of trigger points and restrictions in here. So what I want you to do is take this ball. I've got a tennis ball here. We can also use something smaller like a lacrosse ball or even a medicine ball. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start this right below my sternum, so right about here. The areas that were commonly affected by abdominal exercises. So all along here, I'm going to place the ball here, and I'm just going to start here. I'm just going to kind of lie prone over this area and just slowly roll it down my stomach until I feel an area of restriction. Like right here, it's just killing me. So what I'm going to do, I found an area of restriction. I'm just going to lay here for a minute, take a deep breath, let my stomach expand into this area, and relax. Breathe deep, expand, and relax. Doing so literally tells our body to, not only reinforce good breathing, but to release this area and really to compress this area. So this is a perfect drill to train both good breathing and, to release this stomach area. So again, I'm rolling down my body here until I get to the bottom. I repeat on the other side, and I just maybe go up and down, stopping to focus on trigger points. All right, for our final move, and again, 2 to 3 minutes on each side. Now for our final move, what we're going to do is what is called a child pose or a rock back. Okay, so we want to offset this overarched position of the spine, so what we're going to do is just rock back on the heels into flexion and just hold here. Just relax and breathe deep. Think about filling your lungs with air. And what we're doing with this is just releasing the rib cage, helping things to glide a little bit better back and forth, and just getting that spine into more of a flexed position to offset this overarching of the low back. Again, I'm going to hold in this position for 2 to 3 minutes as well, and then I'm going to release. So we want to do our stretch, we want to roll our abdominals here, and then we want to do our rock back or child pose, and 2 to 3 minutes each position. That's our first video.